Yeah, this is fast becoming a series of small videos on how bad this country's become. So what we're looking at here is a warrant of fitness check, and I'll wander up here and you can see it's the 20th of the 7th, 23 is on there. So that was yesterday. I went in and did a warrant of fitness check on this vehicle, and basically they got stuck into corrosion. Oh, there's corrosion here, there's corrosion there, there's corrosion somewhere else. It's actually just surface corrosion. It's not that bad, but the brake performance needs to be improved. Yeah, I know that because we've actually been replacing the brakes. I've been going right around doing all the rotors and all that sort of stuff. And hubs leaking oil onto brakes, I'm not sure about that. That did happen last year, but I don't think that's being done anymore because the seal was replaced. And bottom radiator support panel, these vehicles have got that. They're quite common. Support panels, corrosion tow bar to be cleaned out. What the hell? Underbody corrosion in comments, and in the right rear brake rotors and stuff like that. Yeah, right. You should see the rotors on this. It's freaking amazing. Anyway, I'll get off here, and I want to show you something really interesting that I found. When I put this truck in for a warrant of fitness check, I actually knew there was something wrong with it, but I hadn't got around to fixing it. And the whole exhaust system's got holes in it, and I thought, oh yeah, well they're going to, put that down and say, well, you have to fix up the leaks in the exhaust, because I know that is a warrant problem, and I totally agree that is actually something that should be focused upon. It does need to be fixed, and there's a whole foot section of the exhaust at the back that actually fell off. It rusted right off altogether. Well, what interests me is the fact that the warrant of fitness garage that I took this to, all they concentrated on was corrosion in the vehicle, and the actual exhaust pipe got completely ignored and was never even mentioned, as you can see on the piece of paper. So I'll go for a trundle around here and I'll actually show you. That's the exhaust pipe right there. So this exhaust pipe's actually meant to move further out past the back of the vehicle, and there's about a foot missing on it, and you can actually see quite clearly that it's seriously corroded, and that I totally agree with. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But what amuses the shit out of me more than anything on earth is just how bad these warrant of fitness garages are ripping people off in this country, and they just they've gone right off the track of what the warrant of fitness is intended to do, and they just immediately handed me a card for a guy who does corrosion, and I'll bet you if I look back through it and investigated this properly, I would find that somehow they were either giving them backhanders, or it was a member of their family that was running the business of corrosion. This garage has only just been taken over by new people, and the previous owners used to point things out to me and say, hey, I want, get that fixed before next warrant and stuff like that. And I would do exactly that, especially as they always pointed things out that were actually important. These ones here, completely different story altogether. And of course we've got no regulation on these guys, nobody checking, and the government just doesn't give a shit whether they rip us off or whatever, because really they couldn't care less about the people in the country, the taxpayers. They just couldn't care less. And this kind of stuff's been going on for a long time in New Zealand, and it's time somebody did something about it. But I mean, this is not too bad, except for the fact that it's pretty worrying having a garage who, when you put a vehicle in for a warrant, will ignore things that are actually serious and go straight to something that'll make them money, or make some of their friends money, because that's just not on. So I thought I'd just chuck this on and highlight that, and yeah, I'm doing these things for a bit of a laugh and picking off little bits and pieces that I found over the last 40 odd years that have just been annoying the shit out of me. So this is just another one of them, and it's another breakdown of our society. And we just don't have government at all. They're asleep at the wheel and probably ploughed into a power pole somewhere, and they don't even know they've crashed. It's a bit of a shame, really, and I really hope that somewhere along the line someone comes along and governs this country properly and regulates things and has people hunting these guys down and putting them out of business, because that's just not good enough. Adios.